welcome back to another episode of Single Sounds. I am Katie Mack, the host and creator of this delightful dating podcast where you can hear from singles of London and then you can also write in to date them. I am recording this literally the morning after my live show, which is pretty apt because this episode is the recording from that show with two comedians, Molly Cookson and Philip Kostelecki. The audience absolutely adored these comedians. They are both single and they both live in London, so you can still write in if you want to date them. I can pass you their details, or you can just find them on the page, to be honest. This recording still follows the normal format of the podcast. We've got the 3 A's and the who, what, where. Philip and Molly take it in turns to answer their chosen questions. If you're at the show, I'm sure you'll want to listen to this again. There was a lot of laughter, so there's probably bits you missed. And it's nice to hear the audio really clear. And if you couldn't make the show, this is showcasing what you're missing out on. I did get so much feedback from the show a couple of weeks ago that people really want to come to more, which is amazing. I do a live matchmaking segment as well. And I got 7 people that signed up. So we got to meet 7 singles of London and the audience stood up or sat down depending on their interest. And yeah, there was so much number swapping at the end of the event. I can't even. Maybe we can get some updates from some of those dates. That would be fun. I'll try my best. But yeah, thank you again to anyone who came. I'm not meant to have favorites, but it was definitely my favorite live show. The energy was just so good. The venue was spectacular. I'm sure you can all agree. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I'm very keen to do another live show soon. I'm going to say summer. I know that's quite broad, but I'm starting a new job and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to come up with a date too soon. But I have a lot of single comedians in my DMs, so I think it's going to be quite comedian heavy, the next one. So if you enjoy this segment, you can expect more of that. I hope you enjoy listening, whether this is a re-listen or it's your first time hearing Molly and Philip.
Hello! Thank you so much for coming and welcome to the live show of Single Sound's 2-year anniversary, which is just fucking insane. I can't believe it. So thank you so much for coming. I'm going to welcome to the stage Molly and Philip, who are single comedians for today. Let's introduce these lovely singles. So these are singles of London, comedians, we'll call them, even though I think Molly hates that title. Right. Let's start with the first question that we always start with. Who are you sexually attracted to, Molly?
I am attracted to boys. Well, men. Of an appropriate age to the age that I am myself. So men, unfortunately.
Yeah, it always follows. How about you, Philip?
Strong, independent women who are... No, that is true. Females, the ladies.
Say it more shiftily.
Yeah.
We're really stumbling on the first question.
These broads, you know? Yes. All right. Not the crowd. Women. Okay, good. I'm straight, is what I'm going for.
Glad we got there.
I did as many different words. It just sounds like I'm gay. No, that's really what it just sounds... No, I'm straight.
Okay. Maybe you can do better on this one. What are you looking for? That's a harder one.
It's a hard one. What am I looking for? I don't know. Ultimately a relationship, but probably not in the short term. I don't know. A lot of people are like, I'm looking for a relationship. I'm looking for someone who you get along with. Yeah. And then if that leads to a relationship, that would be sweet.
Okay. So like every man on Tinder.
I was going to say, it's really giving when guys put looking for short-term, open to long.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
No, I don't mean short-term, open to long. Like.
Are you sure?
I'm looking for what I get. No, I'm. All right. I'm trying to be so broy. I'm looking for someone who I get along with really well, and then I would have a relationship with, rather than I'm seeking out a relationship as per se. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Good.
I get the vibe. It's fine.
I'm winning them over one person at a time. I got this guy at the start. He gave a little chuckle, and then whoever that was, snap her fingers, lady. Okay. All right, can I get a glass of water?
Yeah, you can. Do you want one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
He's already stressed.
I'm stressing out. All right, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
It's that one guy again.
Yeah, it's just me and him. We'll go home together, you and I. If that's okay.
Show's over. You guys just go ahead.
Okay, Molly, how about you? What are you looking for?
Okay, very, very differently. No pressure, Katie, but I am looking for my soulmate. So,
soulmate.
Yeah.
Soulmate. Okay.
We are actually going to lock the doors until someone is ready to propose to me. So it could be a long night, but just putting the warning out there now.
Do you believe in the soulmate then? Or do you believe in the soulmates? The
I
plural?
believe in soulmates.
That's not like polyamory, by the way.
No,
but like,
no, not that. Not for me. For some people, yeah.
Yeah,
Not for me. No, I think, some people are better suited for you than others, but
Yeah.
that guy.
I mean, I don't think
obviously.
anybody. That's pretty controversial, actually. Yeah.
That was my
I
most
could fuck
controversial
anybody.
opinion.
I don't give a shit.
No, I think that there are some people that are meant to be in your
Yeah.
life. I don't think there's one surefire soulmate for everyone.
cool.
But
I agree with that.
Fine. Very different answers, but I'm here for
Yeah.
it. Okay, and how about where? What part of London are we? Go on, Molly.
okay, so the last person I dated was in Highbury and Islington, which was fucking
Boo.
far. Yeah, I'm Southwest. Woo! Putney to be precise. So ideally, okay.
All right.
Plenty of representation. Ideally if they could be like a half an hour walk, or I'll do a line bike, but only if it's down the Thames walkway. The roads scare me, so if it's on the roads, like 12 minutes max.
Okay.
That'll be great.
I think we're getting why you're single.
No, Southwest. Generally Southwest would be slay, but to be honest, at this point, anywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you were going to say like within M25.
I agree that sometimes when you meet somebody and like you're already a little attracted to them, but then they live near you, you're like, oh fucking hell, I'm really attracted to them.
Yeah.
There's something about the proximity that you're like. So I live in Shoreditch, which is very trendy, of course.
Very edgy of you.
Good transport though, so I'll go anywhere I need to. Got great links. I got the overground or whatever it's being called now.
Line bike?
And what?
Line bike?
No, I do cycle though. So I can get anywhere pretty quickly.
You got your own bike?
I got my own bike.
Whoa.
I know.
Bonus points, ladies.
What?
Bonus points. You got your
Bonus
own bike.
points, yeah. Although some people find cycling like to not be attractive.
Do you wear lycra when you do it? I think that's
I
the
wear a
decider.
helmet though. Is that okay?
No.
Is that a thing? No.
Is it one of the speed aerodynamic helmets, or is it like a cool
It's got
helmet?
like a propeller at the top of it, and
Amazing.
and like 2 beer
Plus
cans
10.
as well that I on it. No, I think a helmet's okay. Yeah, a helmet's okay.
Safety
Yeah,
first.
I think
Safety first.
Yeah, I think what's less attractive is probably permanent brain damage, just sitting there in a vegetate. Not that people in vegetative states aren't attractive, but do you know what I mean? Like, that's just my hot take.
You're really
Okay,
digging
yeah.
a lot of holes tonight.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We're going to do acceptance section now. So this is, will they be accepting of your flaws and your quirks?
Yeah.
So, Philip, we'll go back to you. What is your toxic trait?
Someone's very excited. What's wrong with this guy? So I've got like one probably more honest answer in that like I think I get like emotionally flustered sometimes. Like,
Okay. Oh, I do that.
Yeah?
I get flustered bad.
Do
Yeah.
you? What happens?
I just go into full panic mode, meltdown.
Yeah.
It's definitely that is my worst trait, 100%.
Yes, I find that. So that could also mean like I don't really know what I want to do. Like, so I know I'm like career driven in the sense I like doing stand up, but then I like have to try to get a lot of other interests in there, and I find that that's sometimes distracting. And the other one is and I think that, I don't know if this is controversial or not. It's like I only own one pair of sheets.
Are they navy?
I knew that was going to be something.
If they're navy, then
Are they Navy? Please say they're Navy.
Oh, see, I fucking knew. I knew this was going to be a big talking point. I washed them within the day, so they're currently drying actually at the moment.
How do you dry them in this climate? Do you have a tumble dryer?
No. So I mean,
They don't dry in 12 hours.
So I got a pretty smart system actually figured out. So what I do is I got an electric blanket, right? So I always listen
that's good,
before
guys,
you
that's
judge, okay? And I bet there's some of you sitting there like, one pair of sheets. I don't even have that.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are some people like that as well.
There are men with no duvet covers.
I knew that sheets, duvet, that stuff is always controversial. How often do you wash your sheets and duvet?
2 weeks for me.
yeah,
Every
like once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Same. Of course, yeah. I actually, I sleep in water, actually. I never want them dirty. No, what I do is basically I'll take the drying rack or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I put that on top of. I put the electric blanket down, right? Which I think is fine, by the way. I don't want people to be like ugh to that. And I'll put the electric blanket down, put the drying rack on top of that. This is on my bed, right? And then you put the sheets on top of that, put the electric blanket on, and then you get a little heat going. And
This sounds like a fire hazard.
It is. It is, but they dry pretty quickly.
That's insane.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you can just go to IKEA and buy another set.
I could, I could. There's, you know what? There's a lot of things I could do, actually. There's a lot of things I could be doing. So that's something I'm working on actually at the moment. I'm really trying to work on my one pair of sheets situation. So that is, I knew that would be controversial. It's my most toxic trait. Yeah.
If you'd like to donate to Philipp's GoFundMe
I was
for
just
his
about to
second
say,
pair of sheets,
if anyone goes on a date with this man, can you just bring
One
sheets?
sheet, one shirt. That's all I got.
Fucking hell.
One condom. Yeah, no, I'm trying. I knew. I'm trying. I'm pushing stuff out there. The guys are laughing. I'm going home with them. We're gonna have a boys' night tonight.
Yeah, you've lost everyone in the room with that.
I'm
Okay, moving on. Molly, what is your most controversial opinion?
Okay, so this is a bit of a crowd splitter normally, but I just don't really think women necessarily should have to. Come on, guys, it's comedy night. That was a joke. Woo, suffragettes. No, so my most controversial opinion is that I think bread belongs in the fridge.
Oh, that is really controversial.
Right, no.
Can we get a poll? Do you think?
Yeah, do
All
your
right,
hands
who
up. Do your
thinks
hands up.
that bread belongs in the fridge?
No.
Freezer.
I heard a
Oh, yeah,
freezer.
but if it's
You're
going
raw
off,
I heard
defrosting
freezer.
bread every time?
only if it's going off.
Right, now hear me out. So most of the time I only really have toast.
Right.
So it goes from the fridge into the toaster, and then the toast still tastes the same. The toast does the cooking. So I don't it lasts longer, it's fresher, there's no mold.
Okay.
I think you should all try it. Try it and come back to me.
But isn't it cold when you touch it the first time? The people still discussing the whole bread situation. Isn't it cold when you grab it for the first? Sure, doesn't it
when
get
you
soggy?
take it out the fridge, it is cold.
Why do you How slowly do you eat bread that you're needing?
I mean, like 2 slices a day.
And you don't get through
I'm
a whole.
single. I don't get through the loaf very quickly.
Really? Because I have 2 slices of bread a day as well, and I'm blitzing through these loaves. You have no idea.
There's a mathematical discrepancy going
Yeah.
on here.
What loaf do you get? Are you white bread?
The Hovis with the little seeds.
Little seeds. That's classic.
Yeah.
That is a
Seeded.
worthwhile expense, I think.
Yeah.
It's an
It's
extra-
50p more expensive.
It's
but
50p extra
the
more.
seeds.
Although Aldi has a pretty good super cedar loaf they got going on.
No, I've had that. That's
pretty
good.
Guys,
It's actually
as
better.
riveting as bread is,
This is the kind of stuff I obsess about. You gotta look
you
at the
can have
prices.
this little chat on your first
Didn't even
date.
get onto bagels yet.
No, we're moving on to dating
Where do you
stories.
keep eggs?
In the fridge.
Okay, good.
Molly, you're going to redeem yourself.
Sorry.
And
Guys,
we're going to move
We
on
got a lot
to...
of people chatting. We're trying to do something here. I found like the substitute teacher.
Because you
right
started
now.
talking about
I'm trying to
bread.
talk about having one condom. Okay, do you understand the? No, fucking that did not work. Oh, we're trying.
Molly,
Yes.
what is your worst dating story?
Okay, I've actually got so many that I couldn't choose. So I wanted to open it up to the audience, a little bit of audience participation, for you to select which one you want to hear. I'm going to give you 3 titles of the stories, and then we'll maybe do like a little whoop, like a little cheering
cheers.
situation. Okay, so option number 1 is the elaborate lie. You don't get anything more than that, you just get the title. Option number 2 is the awkward kiss. And option number 3 is the trauma of Soulmate Daniel. I think it
guess
sounds
that
like we've got
one,
one.
yeah.
I'm glad you chose that, 'cause that's my favourite. Okay, it's a little bit of a long story, so just sort of sit back and have a drink. I met Soulmate Daniel through the internet, through Hinge. Not actually my Hinge profile. He came through my housemate friend and the co-host of our TikTok page, 2 Girls, 1 Pup. Sorry for the mention
Shout
that
out.
you all now have. He came through her Hinge. So we actually had this thing called the referral scheme at the time, where if someone had a Hinge match that they didn't necessarily like, but the other one did, we just flip it over. It was great.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was
That's so
good.
good.
It was 2 for the price of 1, you know? Just really play the field. So anyway, Soulmate Daniel comes through Beth's Hinge. He passes over to me. Start talking. Immediately hit it off, right? You know when you like start talking to someone and you are messaging like 5,000 times a day, like red flag started there. Immediately had like loads of in-jokes, like we were joking about getting married, about having kids. Obviously this was all like in jest. I literally saved him in my phone as Soulmate Daniel. Anyway, so set a date for, whatever the next week. Sorry, I should also preface that he was an architect and was doing one of those qualifications that people with important jobs do to be better at their job. That is important for the story. So scheduled the date for the next week, got to the day before the date, and he messages me like, hey, so sorry. I have this essay due. I've not done enough words on my word count. Don't think I'm going to be able to do tomorrow. And I was like, oh, all right, it's a little bit annoying, but fine, whatever. Reschedule the date for the week after. Continue talking, everything's great. Get to the week after, same thing happens. Day before the date, he is like, oh, I'm so sorry. Still have not done enough of my word count. Gonna have to push it back. You'd think at this point I'd be like, maybe we won't go for this. But no, I'm not smart. So I was like, all right, I'm a little bit anxious actually now at this whole situation. So just FYI, if we could set a date and go on the date, that would be great. And he was like, no, I'm so sorry. I swear, let's do it next week. And then by then I'll have gotten to this point. Fine, whatever. Gets to the next week. You know what's going to happen, right? So did I, but I just carried on anyway. The day before, he's like, hey, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I can't do the date. And I was like, all right, look, I'm going to New York next week. So if we don't do tomorrow, then I'm not going to be able to see you for like 10 days. And he's like, no, let's do tomorrow. It will be fine. I'll make it work. Gets to the morning of tomorrow. No, sorry, I couldn't possibly do it. I've got way too much to do. I'm too stressed. I was like, fine, all right. So I go to New York. I spend like my entire holiday messaging this boy back and forth. We've all been there. We've all done it. Don't judge me. You've done it too. Voice noting. The time difference as well. Like, we'd done calls. We'd done voice notes.
Really?
Yeah. He was going to buy me a wooden spoon for our wedding day. We had it all planned out.
He was giving you a lot.
Yeah. Well, so I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway, come back from holiday, and it gets to the day that the date was meant to be on. You know what's going to happen. We get to the day of the date, and all morning I'm waiting for him to cancel. And at like 10:30, he cancels. And I was like, look, I have said, under no uncertain terms, if we're not doing this date, then I'm sorry. Like, you obviously have a lot going on. Obviously, is not a good time for you to be dating. So, like, let's just call it quits. All the best, kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, all good. That's not where the story ends, unfortunately. So then, weirdly, a week later, I get this message from him, like, hey, how's it going? I just submitted. And I was like, right? And that means what to me? Like, no thanks. I just didn't reply. Anyway, then I made a TikTok about this experience. Didn't name and shame, literally told the exact same amount of details that I've told all of you, like his first name, come on, how many Daniels are there in the world, and the fact that he was an architect. And he knew about the page, and the next day I get a message from him saying, you can take that down immediately. How dare you share my personal information? You've also lied and said that we were talking for 6 weeks. We were talking for 2 weeks. And I was like, no. If you don't take it down, within 24 hours, I'll be phoning the police.
On what grounds?
And in my head, I was like, and you're going to say what? Yeah. A girl has told a story about me on the internet and I don't like it. Please arrest her immediately. So I'm still actually waiting for the police to come round. As of yet...
The TikTok still lives.
Thankfully, they have more important things to deal with, like, actual crime. So, that's the story of Soulmate Daniel.
That's very good. And has he ever re-emerged?
Yeah, so... Thank you, Philip. Because... So I blocked him on everything, thinking this man is unhinged. And then...
Unhinged. Yeah, thanks, guys.
And then,
You
6 months later, I don't think he ever followed the TikTok page, but he just followed the TikTok page, randomly 6 months later. And every now and then, he'll like something.
Classic.
I was actually a little bit worried he might come tonight, to be honest with you. So, Soulmate Daniel, if you're here, please stay away. That would be horrific.
Yeah. Damn, he really fucking hell.
Damn Daniel.
Damn.
Back at it again. With the neurotic behaviour.
And I'll be honest, so this referral scheme, does your friend then get a knock on the mark as referring this guy?
Well, no, at the time, then we'd vice versa. So if there was anyone I liked, anyone she liked that I didn't like from my hinge, then she would get tips. Nothing actually ever came of it, unfortunately, other than trauma. So.
Yeah. Do you look back on that and think that maybe you went in, you were too excited?
We all
your
do
tone.
that.
What?
I don't really like your tone.
No, I'm genuinely curious.
No, yeah, I do think that there is something in building false intimacy at the start of talking to someone when you have not met them and you are deciding on your children's names.
Yeah, I had that. I met somebody and we had the same thing. Like every time, try to make time for this meeting or this time, whatever. I even had I had an insane idea once because she kept being busy, and then she had one time that was free, and I was flying back from a gig, and I said to her, "Why don't you meet me at Stansted Airport, and we'll take the train back together, and that could be kind of a fun first date." And she said yes. She said yes, and then she canceled the day before, and I was like,
Was she Soulmate Daniel?
No. She was Wayan was her name, and yeah. So we had like this prolonged, and then we had the first date, and I was so nervous that I couldn't even I could barely talk on that first date because of the build up. That's what you have to be careful
exactly
of this build up.
it. Yeah,
But they're always going to disappoint you. That's the thing. I cut it off. If you haven't gone on a date with me in 3 weeks, I'm saying like, are we going to meet up?
Yeah, no one's that
I don't want
busy.
a pen pal. Like,
well, if you do an architecture,
You know what's insane as well? She
degree,
worked in Liverpool Street, which is like fucking. I was like, let's just go for a drink afterwards. She said, no, I'm really busy. I'm like, okay, fine, yeah. That's when you realize they don't care.
yeah.
That's the sad realization. You just go,
correct.
they just did. People always, whenever you break up or anything like this happen, people are like, oh, they were in the wrong. They didn't like you. That's the sad truth of it.
That is it.
No, they just didn't like you.
I get that all the time. People are like, oh, don't you want closure from your last breakup? No.
No.
Because the answer is, he didn't want to be with me. I don't need another answer. Like,
Amen.
That's it. Don't ask. Okay, go on, Philip. What is your worst dating story? Not the Stansted train.
The stance that was, I mean, that is a very humorous ending to the end of it, but it's a bit dirty and sexual, so I will avoid it. I will avoid it at this time. I don't really have a story like that, unfortunately. I just have I have a lot of weird stuff that's happened on dates and stuff like that. I was one girl I was one of 3 dates with, and she was just against anything fun at all, anything goofy or silly. But she was really interesting to talk to, and there was a bit of humorousness to her. But I remember, and the thing is, I could tell it was getting on her nerve, and I didn't stop. I would just kind of be silly and childish, anything childish. So there's one time, the first time we went home together, I still sleep with a teddy bear, and okay.
This bed situation is
okay.
weird.
Unhinged.
Only casually, and all right, and. She was like, ugh, and that really hurt my feelings. Because I really love that guy. And
What does it look like?
He's about this big. He's a white little teddy bear. His name's Phillipp Bear.
Is he all crumpled though?
Yeah, it's named after me. Which I think it's a name I could trust, and so it's a name I was for. And yeah, she was like that. And then the worst part, it wasn't the worst part. We once went to the cinema together, and it was a really nice cinema. So they gave you a glass. It was really insane. I think it was the Barbican or something like that. And we were sitting there, and she had her drink, and she took a sip from it. And I, just as a joke, I just went slurp, slurp. As she took the sip, I just went slurp, slurp, and she just went, stop. And there was no room for silliness at all with that. So that was fun. I don't have a personal bad dating story, but I have one of a friend of mine who I think is kind of funny.
Okay, go on.
May I share that, if that's okay?
Yeah, you can share the friend story.
Yeah,
you could have just lied and said it was yours.
No, because it really does not come across well in this story. I went to a summer camp one year, and it was in Austria, and so there was a lot of international kids that were there. And it was 2 years I was there, and the first year I met this guy called Filippo, who was Italian, who was very flamboyant, right? And there was also this guy Igor there, who was Serbian, and Filippo was arrived next. It was the next year. We all knew each other, and we all knew Filippo was arriving later that day. And Igor was there. He's like, oh man. So he was like, oh man, I don't want to see Filippo. You know he's gay, right? And he kept saying that, and I was like, no, he's not gay. He's just Italian. Okay. He was very flamboyant, but he was not. He was not at all. I thought you wouldn't be on board with that story, but then he walked in with the suitcase and did a whole twirl, and he went buongiorno, and then it was a bit all right, fine, but. Anyway, he was at this camp, Filippo, and no relation. And it turned out that he really liked this girl at the camp, this Hungarian girl, Horvi was her name, right? Okay. And he had a crush on her the whole year. Very similar, he was texting her the whole year round.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, right? And he fell in love with her through text and stuff like this, and then he finally, and then they met, and then Horvi just wasn't feeling it. She just kind of lost interest in it and stuff like that. And he was like...
She Soulmate Daniel'd him.
She Soulmate Daniel'd him 100%. And he was really upset about it, and he was just depressed the whole rest of the camp. But... a week or two into it, we go to this place called Prater in Vienna, which is like amusement park. And he was there, and we went on this ride called the Sombrero, which is it has a little mouse, and he's wearing a big sombrero, and he sits in the middle of the ride, and it spins. It spins like that, right? And we're all going there. And we all go in. Filippo's trying to impress Horvi still, and he's sitting there, and we're spinning on this, and he just looks at me and he goes, Philipp, I don't feel good. And I was like, oh, no, dude. And he goes, and I saw him do that. And because of the way it was spinning, he was looking at me, but he vomited, and it all landed on Horvi. And she was just there like, oh my God. And he came out and he was just like pale in the face. And, and then we were sitting there and he was drinking like bottled water to feel better. And he was looking at me and he goes, do you think it's over for me and Horvi? And I was like, yeah, I think so. I think it might be, yeah. So that's the worst dating story I've ever heard. Was
you were present.
How old were these kids?
Oh, I mean, 16, so like soul crushing.
Yeah.
Or like 15, something like that.
That is character shaping.
Yeah, he's a super villain now of that story. He's killed that mouse. He's decapitated the mouse on the top of the sombrero ride.
Oh, bless. Okay, we're going to move on to affection section. And you've both chosen what is your biggest ick. So, hit me. Philip, do you want to go?
Sure. I first of all, I hate this phrase "ick." Actually, I know this is a bold way to start this, but I find it really annoying when someone like finds one character trait about somebody. This sounds like someone said this to me, and I'm really fucking hyper focusing on it.
Sound a bit.
But it just seems fucking insane that someone would like a person can do one thing. And then everyone's like, ugh, no, right? I don't know if you see on TikToks. There's this great guy. He's called the guy with the list. And basically what he does
is a great account.
He takes videos of like women talking about their icks, and then he goes, and it'll be something like, yeah, guys who swim, that's just like a big ick for me. And then he adds to this list of like tons of stuff. I think one of them was just like guys who drive like with their hands 2 and 10 on the wheel. And I think he's got like 500 things now of just like the most, but like guys who listen to the radio and stuff like this.
I think one of them was guys who love their mum.
Yeah. And then, I mean, then the girl was like, what if he doesn't have them on? And she's like, oh, that's even worse. And then this great guy did a stitch of it where he's next to his mom's grave, and he goes, damn, Mom, you're keeping the hose away. So that's good. So I hate that phrase, that like it's one thing.
It's the phrase, your ick.
Yeah, no. I have a few. That being said, here are a few that annoy me. People have bad date etiquette. That really pisses me off. Okay. Like, if you're going to be late, just message in advance time. This kind of the guy you were dealing with and stuff like that. Even stuff like, I don't know if this is weird, it's just me, but like, if we're on a first date and you put the phone on the table, that for me is like...
I hate that too.
No, I find it really annoying.
If it's face down.
If it's face down, just keep it going.
Just put it in your bag, put it in your pocket.
We're in this moment. We're in this beautiful moment together. I'm not that, like, pathetic. But... Like, I think that's kind of annoying. I wrote some down, actually. I didn't want to forget. People can't have fun, so that slurp girl, that was annoying. Which is not the same as there. This is fucking annoying. I don't know if other guys see this online, on, like, dating apps and stuff. But women, I can only talk about women because those are the only people I'm swiping. I'm straight, by the way. And if they have in their profile, make me laugh, ugh, awful.
Oh.
Does no one else see this?
No. Well,
yeah, you see it.
The guys probably.
That it's so like you. It's everyone's supposed to have a personality in this scenario. Like I don't like this whole like. As also I do stand up, so obviously some people message and they're like, oh, tell me a joke, make me laugh, and it's like, nah, dude, that's not how this works. You're supposed to have fun with it. And that one was a bit more. Does anybody here have that on their dating profile? Make me laugh.
Change it immediately.
Change it immediately. Because there we go. Oh, yeah, and this is a weird one, and this is probably controversial. Someone who's never been through anything, like nothing bad's happened in their life.
That's not their fault.
Yeah, no, something's wrong with them if nothing bad's happened to them, my opinion. I don't know if that's a weird one, but I like it. Like someone who has had a fucked up childhood, very sexy. That's attractive. It's good.
Some trauma.
Yeah. If they're like, oh, my father left me when I was young, I'm like, yeah, baby, let's go. This is...
So if they say they've been to therapy, that's like really turning on for you?
I don't know. You don't need to have therapy. That's even...
You don't need to cure the trauma.
No, they don't need to cure the trauma. We'll work on it together. That's what I think. Yeah. I don't know if that's a weird one, but that is something I think about. Sometimes I'm on a date and I'm like, you're looking for something like, did your dog die? Something like that. Just to, just to get some sort of emotional story going here.
You sound like a joy to go on a date with.
Yeah. I'm pretty good. I slurp every time they take a drink. I go slurp. It's fun. Yeah. I think that one makes sense.
Okay, Molly, yours?
So mine's not actually about like a personality trait, more a scenario. I hate snogging at the end of a first date.
Oh,
Everything
it is
about
awful.
it makes me feel sick, right? So, you know, like, you've left the date
kiss in the tube.
and you're both awkwardly he said he's going to walk you to the bus stop. Lovely, but please don't. Like, I know it's chivalrous, but I can walk myself to the bus stop. I've got myself here. You're at the bus stop. There's some, like, youth looking at you from the corner of the bus stop. Yeah. Someone's dad's just, like, clocked off his 11-hour Tesco shift. Like, he just wants to get home. And, like, you have that kind of awkward few minutes where you're like, yeah, well, this, number 411, yeah, that's me, yeah. And you kind of have that, like, oh, will we, won't we? And then there's that, like, it's longer than a peck, but it's not long enough to be a snog. And it's just kind of really painful. And then you're like, all right, bye. Literally vomit.
So do you never kiss on the first date?
I mean, I think there are some scenarios where it works. Like, if, you know, you've had a bit to drink and you're in a dark, dimly lit corner on a sofa and one thing leads to another. But at a bus stop, just please
bad.
no. Yeah. Or a train station.
It's the transport.
Because you're trying to kiss
awful.
and then your corner of your eyes like, fuck, I'm going to miss my train. I'm going to...
Yeah. Or the youth is like eye contact.
And if you're down on the tube, the lighting is just horrific.
Oh, God. No, the worst is when you accidentally get the same tube as someone after it and you're both just sat there like, so,
I had that
what are you
last week.
doing
We were
tomorrow?
sat on the district line and I was like, I hate this.
Foul.
And then do you do like another kiss when you get off your stop?
I just get off. I'm like, right, bye. Bad.
Awful.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is... But yeah, kiss. Yeah. Sorry, I've got nothing. I was going to add, didn't realize I got nothing to add.
Thank you.
Do you
for
ever
that contribution.
ask somebody to... this is the thing, I've told my friend about this. Do you ever ask permission to kiss somebody?
I think it's nice. You don't have to say like it really awkwardly.
May I? No.
No, so you're actually encroaching onto one of what my other story was going to be.
Is it?
I'll paraphrase it now because we're on it. But I effectively once had a guy ask me 3 times on a date if he could kiss me. And every time I didn't kiss him, so you would think that he would get the hint that I didn't want to kiss him.
Did you say no or did you just not
I
kiss
just
him?
kind of like shirt it off. I was like... But then the third time, I felt so awkward I didn't know what to do that I kissed him on the forehead.
Like a baby going to bed.
Literally! Yeah, so that was awkward.
Wow.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Do you have a one-word review of yourself if someone wants to date you in this lovely audience? Just summarise you.
Me go first?
Yeah, you go.
I'm pretty desperate, so... Yeah, hit me up later.
She's got a short dress on.
Caring. I don't know, fun.
Is it a Care Bear?
Yeah, it's a set. No, I've got me and Phillipp Bear. I don't need anyone else. I'd say I don't know. I couldn't think of an answer. I try to go jokingly. I don't know, fun, I guess.
Yeah.
It sounds so lame. God.
So lame.
I wouldn't fucking date me. Off that answer. So what did you say? Straight. Fuck, that would have been good.
I'm still not sure we're sold on that one, though.
Yeah. That's okay.
No, we are. The bed sheets are straight, man.
Do you think so?
Yeah. No gay man has one set of sheets.
So true.
That's how I hide. I hide under the covers. The one cover. Yeah. What's your one-word review of yourself? Yeah, flip it on you now. Let's go.
What was it? Gutsy. I
Gutsy.
think.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that's good.
I say that for you, actually.
Yeah. Fiery.
Fiery.
Yeah. It's actually my grandma gave me that word, so I didn't come up with it. She did. She always called me her gutsy girl.
That is
Thank
adorable.
Yeah, lovely. Because I went to Australia by myself. That's what she wrote.
Pretty gutsy.
It wasn't that exciting, but she thought it was the best thing ever. Bless her. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Let's give them a round of applause for Molly and Philip.
Thank you. Did you get up or?
And you can date them.
Thank you so much for listening to the live show recording. As I said up top, I hope to do one again soon, and I hope this convinces you that maybe next time you should come on down. I will be back next week with another single lady of London. She's got so much energy. It really flows nicely with how much energy this recording had. So can't wait for you guys to hear her. And as always, hope you have a great week. I can't believe it's March next week. This year's already going so fast. And yeah, see you next Tuesday. Bye.